meteorologist Mark Molnar is your host for the weather show, Weather Northeastern. Let's get right into the weather. Before we do, you can send in any photos or videos of weather, nature, whatnot into MeteoMark and Weather Northeastern on Facebook, WX Northeastern on Twitter, and MeteoMark.com@gmail.com for email address. Let's get right into the forecast showing across the west coast. Things will be becoming a little bit more active as we get a more flattened zonal pattern across the northern tier of the country. And take a look across the eastern part of the United States, particularly portions of Ontario over towards Quebec and into northern New England. We'll be seeing a bona fide snowstorm, which could really take effect towards the latter portion of the weekend into the early portion of the new work week. So we'll watch for that. Most of the rest of the east is above normal temperatures. Getting right into that pattern, very flat pattern. We see those ripples of low pressure moving along it very quickly. You see, of course, a very pronounced one here across the northeast, especially the northern Great Lakes into southeast Canada and northern New England. Let's get right into the snowfall amounts. We're starting to stretch from Sudbury over to Ottawa, just north of Montreal, and even the Montreal area will get in on some snow as well into northern New England, northern Maine, northern New Hampshire, northern Vermont, the St. Lawrence River Valley, all the way northward, portions of Ontario towards Algonquin National Park and Forest here. Up here we'll be looking at significant snow totals too. Some of these areas could get upwards of 18 to 24 inches before all is said and done. Across the eastern Great Lakes we'll even get some of those snowbelt areas, especially over the first part of the end of this week and the first part of the weekend, as we get some really cold air pouring across Friday night and early Saturday. But that'll shut off as we warm temperatures up. Take a look at the surface map starting with your Friday. Very cold as we got that storm system really pushing to the east here. We get Lake Erie, Lake Ontario opening up the lakes for business here. We're looking at heavy lake effect snow bands along the New York State Thruway, Syracuse northward to Oswego County, even some northern Oneida County, southern Jefferson and Lewis counties as well, and off of Lake Erie as well, Chautauqua, Cattaraugus, Allegheny, those typical snow belts looking really cold across the upper Susquehanna River Valley, only into the lower 20s for your Saturday. Look at this. We're looking interesting, to say the least, across the northeast. We're looking at warmer temperatures overall, and of course we got that advancing warm front from the west, so we'll have some mixed precipitation out ahead of it, especially across southern Ontario. Into Sunday, we get this stationary front that drapes across the northern country here, the northern portion of my forecast area, southern Ontario, southern Quebec, and north of this is where we're going to see the mixed precipitation changing to snow, especially later in the day on Sunday. Heavy snow starting to break out over here towards Sudbury as an area of low pressure, a ripple of low pressure will ride along this stationary front. You can see temperatures will be the big story across the Susquehanna River Valley, Hudson River Valley, the Alleghenies, and over towards the Ohio River Valley. We'll be seeing temperatures up near 50 to 55 and even 60 to 65 down towards the nation's capital into the southern portion of my forecast area across the Pennsylvania Turnpike. And look at this. For Monday, we get that strengthening area of low pressure here across north central and northern New York into southern Ontario and Quebec. And heavy snows will be breaking out across southern Ontario and Quebec, and rain pretty much across the Susquehanna River Valley, Catskills, Poconos, southeastern portion of New England. So that's going to do it for your forecast. Looking very interesting to say the least, but no chances of really big snowstorms here across the northeast other than the southeast portion of Canada and northern New England. In 10 seconds, I'll have a 5-day outlook for my hometown viewers from Binghamton to Scranton's upper Susquehanna region of upstate New York and northeast Pennsylvania. Don't forget to like me on Facebook with MeteoMark, subscribe to me on YouTube at MeteoMark.com. It's Twitter at WX Northeastern, Google Plus, MeteoMark. Here's your 5-day. Stretching from Friday all the way through the weekend and the early portion of next week. We're looking Friday, coldest day of the forecast period, only heading up towards double twos here, 22 over into Friday night, getting cold into Saturday, maybe some lake effect flurries, but that shuts off by later Saturday into Saturday night. Sunday with the warm front moving through, Sunday up towards the lower 50s into Monday. We get some rain possibly with that cold front that moves through the area. Into Tuesday we cool off just slightly, but we're still looking at above normal temperatures. That's going to do it for this edition of Weather Northeastern.